पेनल दे दिया।
Well, now I request those who are able to please remain standing for the national anthem of Afghanistan.
Well, the Kiwi Warriors are all set for the toss, and so are the Afghanistan Eagles. The captains have already arrived. The captain of Afghanistan Eagle, who will spin the coin in just a bit, is Zaki Mirone. The captain of Kiwi Warriors is Harry Kidd. And to adjudicate the toss, we've got Scott and Frankie. The coin will go up now. Tails is the call. Good luck spotting the coin first. Yeah, it's a head. Well,
Do you like to bat first?
what's the reason behind batting first?
feel like we just want to defend a good score and see how the boys perform under defending this big score.
Any good total in mind as well? Do you want to put a number on this track?
Now we'll just have to see how it plays out. Yeah, and we'll take it from there.
Fabulous game last night. Any changes in the side after that one?
Yeah, we got 2 changes. You get the paper.
Okay, cool. We'll take care of that on commentary. All the very best for this one as well, Zaki.
Thank you.
Again, must feel at home. What would you have done had the coin fallen in your favour?
Yeah, I would have batted first as well. It looks like a great deck again, and I think we just suit batting first. But it'll be interesting to see how we do bowling first.
Any changes in the side for this one?
Yeah, we're resting a couple of our fast bowlers.
Okay.
And a couple of batsmen are coming in, so just trying to strengthen it up top a little bit.
Must have helped the last win. And what was the chat after the win in the camp?
Yeah, I thought the boys played really well. It was almost a perfect game from us, to be honest. I think the fielding was excellent and just the overall standards, so the boys were ecstatic afterwards.
Give us a fabulous game.
Thank you.
So the news from the centre, Afghanistan Eagles have won the toss and they want to be batting first.
Graduating or part of the Canberra cricket system, and this promises to be a really good match. We're coming to you live from the North Dalton Oval in Wollongong. Wonderful conditions for cricket, very still atmosphere, light as even. Clouds are coming in, but we're only talking about the Afghanistan side batting. Opening with spin from the northern end. Swing, big shout. He's given him. Took it a long time. Had a good look. Everything measured up. Pitching middle. Height was not a problem. After a little bit of consideration, and that's a big wicket. And that should bring, if they're keeping it brings Smith to the wicket, who batted, as I said, beautifully with Doobie last night. So this will be a really important partnership, but an early strike for the New Zealand Warriors. 1 for 1. One of the features last night, as I said, was the understanding between these two players. Keep an eye on how they hit gaps and how they will regularly look to be taking singles to any fielder on the circle. Quick down leg side. Must have been close to the batter, not called wide. And a good start. What a start for the New Zealand Warriors. 1 for 1. And as far as starts go, you can't really get much better than that. Starting with spin, now going to that medium pace. And this will suit Doobie going from last night. Let's take a look at the field. Of course, fielding restrictions apply. First 4 overs. See how attacking the Warriors are here. Fielder going back to deep fine leg, saving the boundary on the leg side. Crowded in a circle, deep gully, backward point. Short cover, short mid on, and a cover on the circle, mid off and mid on, right on the circle and mid wicket. Man pushed back deep square leg. And they're running. This could be trouble. And just as I've talked up the understanding between the two, there wasn't then, but Smith got through quickly. Doobie hesitated. And that could have been another wicket for the Warriors. Yeah, what a Warriors. What's happening here? I think there's an issue with the side screen. A couple of the Afghanistan players running across to fix that up. Talking to the one of the wonderful volunteers, a family that has volunteered and looked after this club for such a long time. They have the best facility in the Illawarra competition here in New South Wales. Canteen convener Marianne Head, also in charge of the women's cricket here. One of those salt of the earth, great volunteer people that have kept this club in really good shape for a number of years now. And very proudly talking about just what they've done with this club and how much benefit it has provided cricket in the country, regional cricket. They've hosted BBL games, they've hosted women's international games, and I'm not surprising, it's got a wonderful wicket block, has lights and tremendous facility. Down the ground, drive Smith off, and see, he makes it. And so after the stutter start, I think you'll see these two start peeling off short singles like that, getting momentum for the Afghanistan Eagles innings. Rotating the strike. Just waits on the ball, Doobie. Jim just back down the ground over the top 4. And if it's there to be hit, He'll hit it. Great shot. Just as the short cover's creeping. Bringing the deep square leg up. They're going to already, that's created a bowling change. So the captain's saying to the bowler, you keep the ball up. I'll give you some protection. Deep cover. Down through, 4 runs. And that's an area, I've seen them put 3 fielders there because that backward late cut behind point becomes a great scoring opportunity. Smith will run if it goes straight to those fielders. He'll run anyway. So it's always either a boundary or at least a single. Play a miss. Good comeback bowler. Doobie on 10. Good start. A good start by both teams. Nice bowling. It's like 2 title boxes. Title contending boxes just feeling each other out the early overs. Sticking with the spin, that left arm orthodox coming between the umpire, round the wicket, down the wicket, driving Smith. No single. Square cutting, 1 run, rotating the strike. That brings Doobie back on strike. They're pushing long on back. Off the pads. He's given that. Looked to be playing it down leg side, but must have been taking leg stump, and that's a big wicket for the Warriors. Two LBW decisions from the northern end. And he'll be disappointed, Doobie. Terrific form in the difficult conditions last night. It was absolutely blowing a gale last night. Had to take the bails off. The boundary markers were moving. Turakal, the next batter for Afghanistan. He'll take strike against the left arm orthodox. And the left arm orthodox spinner is doing the job at the moment for the New Zealand Warriors. 2 LBW wickets. Full toss, just as we mentioned, it flicks it, one bounce into the boundary. What a great ball to get first up. You've got to be happy with that. Just as happy as the batter is, the bowler is disappointed for letting the pressure off. One bounce into the boundary. Tarakal. I'll just about say in his career he'll never get a nicer first delivery than that. Now they're going to push the player back on deep, just forward of square. Deep square leg. Late cut, one. Smith will take that every day of the week. Two for 17 now. Afghanistan Eagles. Driving down the wicket, full toss. Nice and controlled there by Smith. Tarakal back on strike. It's the end of the over. Smith will retain strike. A nice start here by the Warriors. Another over of field restrictions. Let's see where they push their fielders out. We've got one at deep fine leg. So Mini and Pacer coming back into the attack. And there's only one player out. Deep fine leg. No, now they're pushing the man out of deep cover, protecting the boundary on the offside. Vassie has come squarer now, just forward of point. Interestingly, he's just backing himself. Let's keep this off stump line going. Down the wicket, driving, great shot. Shot of the day. Lovely straight drive. Smith. Good comeback from the bowler. Smith again shaping to go down the wicket. Bowled a really good length outside off stump and a dot ball. Square cutting, straight to the fielder, the cover, deep point. Oh, there you go. You just got to be match aware when you're batting with Smith. He'll get you going for those singles, and it's a really good move. Rotates that strike. If I was defending him, I'd just have a player back on the boundary to stop the 4 over cover, but have someone in close and try and stop him getting these singles. Looks to flick down leg side. Umpire does not call wide because of the movement across the crease, and that's the end of the over. Afghan Eagles 2 for 23. Torakal 5, Smith on 7. And that should be close, I believe, to the end of the fielding restrictions, so they can have 5 out. Only 1 extra. It's a very good stat for the New Zealand Warriors. Now some pace coming into the attack from the northern end. Let's take a look at the field now. We've got a deep square leg, deep cover on the sweep. He'll come into play now, pick up, throw. They'll come back for 2 and they'll make 2. Nice running. 2 to Turakal. Going run for run, both on 7. And by comparison to last night with the Afghanistan Eagles, quite a couple of nice boundaries, but a couple of wickets too, which they won't be happy with. Swing, miss, called a wide by the umpire. That'll be rebowled.
I thought the fast bowlers would be happier bowling in overcast conditions because that will give them a little bit of swing, at least some swing just to tease the batter. Hasn't been the case. Does it not really swing in this part of the world here?
Oh no, it definitely swings. Not as much. I saw humidity today, early was as low as 40%. Well, in Brisbane, we get like 80, 90%, really. And so when the air is heavy like that, then it definitely is conducive to the ball swinging. But with these overcast conditions, I'll have a look at the forecast in a moment. I think you'll find that as humidity picks up, then maybe that will help swing bowling as well as any breeze that picks up.
It's definitely breezy out there. Not as breezy as it was last night.
Yeah, righto. So the humidity's now increased because of the cloud cover that's coming in to 70%. It was as low as 40% this morning, and they were perfect conditions, and now the cloud cover is coming in, so there could even be a little bit of a swing when the air is a little bit thicker like that.
For the past couple of days, New Zealand have been playing at home.
Exactly.
At least that's what the sky suggests. The surfaces too, to some extent, not too much, because it's still a beautiful wicket to bat on. Oh, only height. Harry Kidd is underneath it. Captain has pouched the catch. That's the third jolt. And Tawakkal is going to kick himself. He knew that's an opportunity wasted now.
But to be honest, it didn't look like dropping it, so a really good catch. There's just further forecasting here. So at the moment it's 21.2 degrees, but it feels like 20. the future forecast. Tomorrow showers, but Friday looks like rain periods. So when they say that, there's
We don't want to be sharing the trophy.
could be up between 25 and 90 mils. So that's 9 centimetres of rain. That's torrential. So I'm sure Harry and the organising group have got their eye on just what to do.
Grant, bring your snorkeling kit for picture report.
Oh, and flippers? In a wetsuit?
Doesn't all go well, does it? Our sun is back. Melbourne was the funniest weather. We had 4 seasons a day.
No, they're renowned for that.
And not in any particular order.
Nope. You're exactly right. Yeah.
And topographically puzzling place as well, because there were 2 grounds adjacent to each other where we played in Cranbourne. The ground that we were playing on had a cloud cover. The ground behind us had bright sunshine.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those running in your yard and your neighbour was missing it. He's just losing his radar here, isn't it? Outside wide, outside off. Obviously trying to bowl to a plan, but just kind of overdoing it. And if anything, the breeze is coming from mid-wicket across him. And there you go, one of the few occasions Smith did not follow through with a run down to that gully position. That's the end of the over. 5 overs down. 3 for 28 the score. So that's run rate just over 5 and over. Would be probably a little fewer than what the Eagles were looking for. I'm sure they would have been targeting something around the mid-30s to 40 mark. Batting first. Reggie.
New day, new beginning for both the teams, but one filled with 3 hiccups. As far as the Afghanistan Eagles are concerned. Tomar is a spinner who's learning rather quickly. Tomar and Vasi, on a good day, they can spin a web around the batters and get the job done themselves. The importance of Jake Smith is magnified manyfold because of the surface, the conditions and the magnitude of the game itself. Perfect! Difficult shots are being executed perfectly here. Where do you ball to Smith when he's in the leg side behind square? Get it for 4.
And we're back, and good to be back. We've seen the loss of the very dangerous Smith during our break. Just a few connection issues, but the Afghanistan Eagles now after 10 overs, the ball has been skied to deep cover. 4 for 69 off 10, so 6.9 is the run rate. Up from just under 5, so they're starting to build. 4 for 70 right now. Kakar, the batsman, in 23. Safi on 2. The Afghanistan Eagles will be looking to post a total in that 150 to 170 area. Bowling well. Good discipline and good lines. The Kiwi Warriors. Welcome back, Suhas.
Thank you so much, Grant. Matter of a wicket here as far as the men in black are concerned. I'll tell you what, these are shorter boundaries comparatively. But that would have been for either way. Such good connection. Targets, good areas, just extension of arms.
Down for 4. That dab and run, pick up and throw required there from the New Zealand Warriors. When you're in that position, remember the great Johnny Rhodes. He used to field just backward of point, and you wouldn't be taking one too often to him, Suhas. I was at the ground one day in '92 when he actually tackled the stumps.
Were you?
He beat the, yep, he is in a World Cup in '92 in Australia. He beat the batter coming from the non-strikers end, dived into the stumps. Never seen anything like it. That's the end of the over. And the 4 wickets will be a bit of a concern for the Afghanistan Eagles. It will give some of the lower order players a chance to have a bat maybe prior to finals. But Kakar's showing the way at the moment on 28. Little toss, driven. As soon as the fielder sees him push off, he knows he's under the pressure to pick up and throw. Down the ground, a couple of bounces to deep, long off, just the 1 run. Well rounded there by the left hand offie. Very watchful. And the quicker one. Just gets enough bat on it. Will it go for 4? No, it'll get picked up. Will they get 3? No, they won't. It was only ever 2.
The wicket's a wonderful one to bat on. We saw that in the first game. And if you're bowling full tosses, then these balls are independent of the surface. That's the biggest that we've seen in the entire tournament so far.
Wide picket fence, the tent, the Warriors team, and the dog, and gone for 6. Toes goes again. Doesn't make connection. Good comeback by the bowler. 4 for 85 now. Kakar 37. Big hitting Kakar. Safi on 3. And they'll be wanting to just shift. That's after there's you. So this. See what they do with the attack. They're bringing the medium pace, medium fast bowler back into the attack. Square cutting. He'll get one. Well protected here. Whoop. Little misfield. Don't run in a misfield, particularly one doesn't really get away from the fielder. 13 overs gone, 4 for 86. And you feel like there's an accelerator that should be pushed fairly shortly. There was an attempt. Take a look at the field. Long off, long on. Deep square leg. Deep fine leg. Two fielders short inside the circle in gully and backward point. Swing and a miss. And this will be frustrating. Both Safi and Kakar saying just get bat on ball. Rely on an edge. Bat on the ball he does, but straight to the fielder. Deep mid wicket. Swing over the top, down for 4. Made connection, and they fly off edges when you can get that much bat on them. Didn't exactly expect it to go there, but he'll take the 4 all the same. You don't have to draw pitches. Young Smith walking in front of us there, just disappointed, I'd say, with getting out the way he did. He was in good control. And that's over. It's been effective, that full ball outside off. It's hard to get that one away, that when it jams into the popping crease. Four for 90. Kakar on 37, Safi on 8.
Six wickets in hand, 6 more overs to go. Smaller boundaries. They got to look for at least 80 more runs. And they'll be quite content with 170. In the first game, we saw 178 being defended. Is that par now? Because the ball is flying. Having said that, Grant, do you think the Kiwis will have a slight advantage? Because they played all their life with shorter boundaries, smaller boundaries comparatively back home.
Yeah, well, what I do think they might have the advantage now is because they are batting second, because it looks like it's not going to be a monumental, no hand on it, monumental score, you know, I'm thinking they will be happy now. I agree with you. They 170 is required, but I think they're going to pull up more around that sort of 140, 150 mark unless they can accelerate with a couple of big overs. It's well bowled. Jammed him up and dive, not out. In the previous over at the same stage, the Kangaroos were around the 120 mark, and we're looking at only 92 now for the Afghanistan Eagles. The Kangaroos went on to the 177, which has been the highest total of the tournament so far. A good chase by the Tigers, 7 for 162, but fell short. That's the type of shot, Suas.
Oh, absolutely right. That's the type of shot that he was looking for to break free. That ball was growing and coming towards it.
Safi unleashes.
What a cricketer Safi is. Puts in 110%. The captain loves him because you can use him at any stage of the game. Always delivers. Was riveting with the ball in hand and now contributing with a bat too. This is a team that's peaking at the right time, Grant.
Yes, versatile. Very versatile. And aren't they great? You know, you know why I think they're good players for a team? Because one of the traits they've got, they problem solvers. They say, righto, this is what we've got. This is the problem we've got in front of us, and this is how I'm going to solve it. So they've got some versatility to be able to do that. Thinking cricketers. The 15th, I'm pretty sure. So 44100 is the total. The good news for the Afghanistan Eagles is Kakar and Safi are in good form now and they're well set. Still got 6 wickets in hand.
Hundred comes up for the loss of 4 wickets. Last 5 overs, at least 70 should be on the cards. I'm saying at least 180. They'll be mighty pleased. And shots of this kind might take them there. Man in the deep. Oh, what a catch! 90% of the time, it looked like it was going to travel the distance.
Measured that. I thought he'd actually misread it a little bit because he had to speed up and then put the dive in, going full length to his left. Not only saved 4 runs, but took the wicket at the same time. And that's the end of the dangerous Kakar, who was batting very well. That's a big momentum shift in this game. Advantage Kiwi Warriors, and put it down to a great piece of fielding. Mengal, the big striking, striding Mengal to the crease. The score remains 5 for 100. 5 overs to go into the 16th over. That was one of the better catches this tournament, Suas.
Oh, yes. Diving for length, never losing sight of the ball. having the boundary awareness. I'll tell you the reason why he succeeded. One of the reasons, that is the brilliance of the coach. The coach has instructed, because it's a shorter boundary and they've already been experienced playing in shorter boundary, back home. Oh, got him! For as imposing as Mangal looked, Tomar humbles him with a straighter delivery.
North Dalton Oval, but that seemed to keep a little bit low. But having said that, it's still a ball that should have been defended, I think. But that is what pressure can do. Brought about the downfall of Magal. Safi remains on 15. Marani, the new batter for Afghanistan Eagles. And those couple of early LBWs put the Afghanistan Eagles on the back foot right from the word go. And now a chance of defending, but well played, the Warriors. And this is turning into a really nice over. Again, the spinners coming into their own.
Fantastic. That seems to be the order of the day, and especially for a spinner with battling with shorter boundaries, you've got to be flat and quick.
Oh, called that wide. He tried something different there. He tried sort of like flicked it like almost like a leg spinner. Plenty of flight. Wide of the stumps.
That's much better. That line.
It's much better, and they're just not scoring. What an over. Only one off it so far in a wicket. Big over at this stage of the game. That was the 16th, and it only one run and a wicket. And what a difference that makes. He drops the catch, they get 2, maybe even 4. And it's the Afghanistan Eagles over. Great catch. 1 run, and definitely honours go to the Kiwi Warriors. Very good over. So Safi now holds all the keys for the Afghanistan Eagles. He's got 4 overs to make a dent in this 130 to 140, which is now going to be the prospective total. And I believe they're going to need at least that to be competitive. Mini and Pace are back into the attack. Got protection deep and cover and third man. And there's the third man, comes into play, comes in, dives! Oh, terrific effort! What a wonderful effort that was, and he may have hurt his shoulder, Has he landed? Never easy running in, and yes, he has, and now he's gone down. Better go and check on the young man. I'm not surprised he landed very heavily, but what a courageous effort that was, Suhas.
Absolutely magnificent to see. But what isn't as much as that effort, what isn't as good to see is this one. Lying down, writhing in pain, but full marks for the effort. That went about 45 yards. Running full tilt, trying to gather momentum. I think he held on to it for a nanosecond and it popped up.
yeah, better the conditions.
Now, had this not been a game between two teams which have already qualified, I would, I would believe that the toss would have been determined by the sky as much as the surface. But because these two teams already see themselves advancing in the tournament, they wanted to make changes and try and put themselves in difficult situations today itself, so that come the bigger games, they're better prepared.
Yeah, they call that scenario planning. So you create a scenario.
Scenario planning.
Yeah,
Nice.
you create a scenario, you put yourself in it, and then you get yourself out of it by problem solving. And yeah, the idea is that then you know what to do when you hit those difficult times.
That's how teams prepare for a rainy day.
That's it.
Quite literally. That's exactly why we're squeezing in an extra game today. Remember, the first semi-final,
Today.
the third game.
I'm always the last to know. Maybe I should listen better. 19th over, 7 for 119. Got a semi-final coming up after this. Like the way the keeper just threw down his glove, then tossed it off.
Very impressed by what Robson's done in this game as a keeper.
He's certainly done nothing wrong. Remember we were talking about Cranbourne. Said the keeper, when you don't notice them much, you know they're doing a good job. Remember we had the standing keeper
So
at Cranbourne?
true. Keeper is a bit like, oh, this should be trouble.
And it is.
The third run was just not there. The throw had arrived by the time he left the crease for the second.
And that's all out. It says 7 for 122 on the scoreboard. And the Afghanistan Eagles will think that they've left a few runs out there, and the Kiwis will be very pleased with that result. They got rid of the big guns, Doobie and Smith, early. And that was where the Kiwis started to really pile on the pressure. The first block of 5 went for less than 5 and over. Then the next block of 5 went for around that sort of 6 or 7 mark, and then they were back to 5 runs and over and finishing on 4. So there was a steady decline in each block of 5 from the Afghanistan Eagles, and that's kind of not what you're looking for by nature of the game, where you're looking to build a base, step it up, each block of 5 step up your results. And when the opposite happens, then you've just got to congratulate the bowling team. So we've got 7 for 122. We're in our break. We'll come back and see the Kiwi Warriors chase it down.
And there we have an umpire who's grooving to the music that's probably being played. Remember, we're in a commentary box, so we can hardly hear the music.
Yeah, well, nothing. And also, I think he wasn't getting a signal from the scorers to say, we're ready to go, and we are. It's the Afghanistan Eagles versus the Kiwi Warriors.
What if the scorer was on call with the DJ? Because he wanted to see the moves.
That's it.
Deliberately not responding. First ball. Gets a single, but a tight one. Tight one. Oh, this could have been trouble.
Because that was going to be very, very tight. Now the batters will come in and tell them softly to them, so let's not lose a wicket early. Catch runs like you do, back take the go.
Knowingly or unknowingly, the umpire had a warm-up move. The batter a little stiff perhaps. Didn't dive. Didn't slide full length either. Could have been in trouble. It's a good throw.
Righto, come on, Afghanistan Eagles. You have got a big total to defend. 122. 123 to win for the Kiwi Warriors.
Oh.
Starting with a leg, that's getting a bit of turn. Oh, nicely. Yesterday. Hardy and Abel, the two batters. And they've gone. There's been a mix-up. And they didn't learn from the earlier mix-up. The keeper takes it this time, and Staley takes the bails off, and that's not the start the Kiwi Warriors are looking for. What a waste of a wicket. A run out, first over.
Well called. It was an absolute waste of a wicket. You want your best batters to be out there as much as possible and get out on their own. You're losing your best of batters in this manner. Something to rethink. They've rejigged the batting order as well for this particular match.
Oh, gee, that would be frustrating. I'm just watching him taking his pads off, taking his gear. Look, he's keeping everything under control, but boy, he'd be disappointed. Great wicket, short chase, smallish chase, and just the start that the Afghanistan Eagles were looking for. Early wicket, no runs on the board, 1 for none. Look, I don't think there was a run in it. You know, he hit it too hard in the circle.
Because it hit it too hard, it also went quicker to the fielder.
That's right, and that means it was just a pick up, quite a simple short throw. Anyway, new batters in.
The pitch is slowing down. Absolutely sure of that. The pitch is slowing down. The spinners are coming into action. The ball is not turning as much. But you could sense that it's also slowing down with the way Hobson, the keeper of Kiwis, behaved in the last 2 overs.
Yeah.
1 for 1.
I got a bed. Okay, Suez he's been called off, so you've got me, I'll take over. Swan, the new batter on strike for the Kiwi Warriors. And we've got, bowled really nicely last night. Left arm charges in. And he got a couple of early wickets last night. And really put his team in the box seat to win. Came from the other end, his northern end this time, in bowls, driving down the ground, full toss. Just took enough pace of that, they'll get 2. One for 3. Just on leg, they'll go for a quick single. That would have been out, shied and thrown to the non-striker's end. And what are they doing, the Kiwi Warriors? It's one thing to have a plan, but which seems to be to look to take the quick single wherever they can. But it's another thing not to be executing and taking it in silly circumstances. That only had to be a direct hit, and that was out. 2 for 4 it would have been, and both run-outs. Got a catcher in close, about like a roving 4th slip, backward point, deep third man. And now a deep mid-wicket. Played. Calmness. Still plenty of overs to go. Not a big run chase. Chasing 122. 123 to win. And the last thing the Kiwi Warriors need is to lose early wickets. Down the wicket. Swing. Miss. And good bowling. Interesting that they brought the lefty on from the northern end. It was, as I said, blowing a gale last night, so conditions quite different today. Looks to play down Lee. Drives! That would have been out. Now the coach and the captain send some gloves, get some messaging out there, because at the moment the Kiwi boys are just not thinking this through. And he'd given up then. He'd too far down the wicket, picked up, through from about 2 or 3 metres. And had that hit, that would have been out. Get that conversation going between the two batters, batting in partnerships. I'd put away the quick single at the moment. Over the top. Chipped it. That's going to run away. That'll be 4. Just drifting onto the pads. And 4 runs over the fielder inside the circle. 1 for 8. It could quite easily have been at least another one. So the conversation's been had between the two batters. And the Afghanistan Eagles, they'd be very happy with this start. Already got a wicket, 4 and over. They went for only 5 and over in their first block of 5 overs. sometimes these smaller totals are a little bit more difficult to get than you think, because they're kind of that in between. Do we go hard or do we just play out? Good shot. That's going for 4. Lovely shot. Front foot square drive. There's not much space between the backward point and the cover, and that just sped to the boundary. Play, miss. That's clearly must have moved outside off stump. The keeper's just saying to his second slip there, I wasn't sure to take it fingers up or pointing down. Well, just think you got that in between height, and if in doubt, keep your fingers down. Driving out that time. Similar ball, similar shot, but this time takes the edge and the keeper does the rest. 2 for 12, and that's the end of Hardy. And all of a sudden, 122 is starting to look a fair way away. And you'd have to say the Afghanistan Eagles are well on top. So McKee, the new batter, it's 1 on 5. Fields in, forward of the wicket. Got a player out, deep third man, and a player out at deep cover. Yep, good start. Well bowled, really good line. Number of player misses and then the edge. Driving, no run, mid-on, went too quickly. But always good when you're new to the crease to feel one right in the middle of the bat, which he got then. Plan, keep the ball up. There's some protection for the miscue on the offside. And a bouncer. Umpires confer, they're happy with that. That's the end of the over. And a very, very good over 2 for 12. So after 4 overs, 2 for 12. Or was that 3 overs? I beg your pardon. After 3 overs, 2 for 12. Going 4 and over. The bowler that bowled very nicely last night back into the attack. Some bowlers like to be able to bowl back to back to back, and early on in the over, in the innings, often that is possible. Then the captain wants to mix up their bowlers, and more so that you're disturbing the rhythm of the batter, that they don't get used to one particular bowler, one particular delivery or direction. left armour to left armour. Swing and a miss. It's good bowling, good lengths, very good lengths. City bowled beautifully last night. He just kept that line and length going and can celebrate a wicket too. Looking forward to that if it happens again. Very passionate cricketer. Drive, get through, no, well saved. Didn't quite time it. It's only quite a short boundary today. The square boundary on the western side of the ground, so had it got through it probably would have trickled away for 4. A good save. And McKee yet to get off strike. Batting at the number 4 position for the Kiwi Warriors. Normally you put your, apart from the openers, the best players at 3 and 4. So there'll be a bit expected of McKee here. Looking at lefty, be looking to slide across the right-hander. It's a great shot. That's gone for 4. That will give McKee some confidence. Flayed his hands outside off stump. Too much width. It's unusual. But not on that occasion. Nice way to get off the mark. McKee, 4. Dab, run. That's better. Much more controlled. Was never going to get to the fielder quick enough for them to pick up and throw. And they're the quick singles you take inside the circle. It's so much about being able to just get yourself into the right rhythm. Finding that tempo, if you like, of how hard or you need to hit the ball not to be in trouble. To the left hand, right hand of the fielder inside the circle. Swan on strike. Nice and watchful. Yeah, just need a couple of steadying overs here, the Kiwi Warriors. Give themselves a little bit of a confidence boost. Limit the risks. Pick off the bad ball if you get one. But don't lose your wicket unnecessarily. Shot. Classic left-hander shot that. Straight onto the pads, flick it, square. Out to the man at deep square leg. Saves the boundary, 1 run. Good shot for 1. That's the end of the over. Swan on 6, McKee on 5. After 4 overs, 2 for 19. One more in the power play. And McKee and Swan now attempting just to steady the ship. Change of bowler from the southern end. So we bring spin back into the attack. Let's take a look at the warm-up delivery and see what we've leg spinner. Fantastic. And we've got our fielders out. Fielder at the moment that's for the left-hander, deep mid-wicket, deep long on protection. Let's see if he looks to give it any air, or whether it's a flat delivery just to get started and get himself into this over. It's flat, and it's a single. Ooh, overthrow. And so for the right-hander, we have a change of field. The mid-on comes into mid-off into the circle, and actually looks like the deep mid-on is pushing around further to that more up what we call cow corner or slogger's corner over there. We've got a deep mid-wicket. Plenty of room on the offside for the leg spinner. I'd say McKee's eyeing off this offside if he gets something there. Down. Nicely played. Good cricket. Just not sure the person in that cow corner is in play. I'm not sure he's looking to play a shot like that at this stage. Some risk over here on the offside with no one out. There he goes. Down the wicket. Catch taken! Terrific catch! To his left dive. Afghanistan Eagles take a big wicket. And terrific bowling by the little leg spinner who kept his nerve. And that is a big out for the Afghan Eagles and an even bigger blow for the Kiwi Warriors. The end of McKee, who was looking quite good. And just as they start to gather some momentum, they lose a wicket. 3 for 20, and Captain Kidd comes to the middle, and a captain's knock is required. Some good communication between Kidd and Swan. We're only into our 5th over. At the same time, the Eagles were about 3 for 28 after 5. So at the but it's only early days. Terrific catch. Well bowled. Left-hander. Kidd on strike. Looking at this square boundary. Deep mid-wicket, deep long on. Well bowled, well flighted and well played. Just flicks it out, Kidd. For 1. Coming in at number 5. Warriors need 111 runs to win. Is that right? It's fewer than that. It's about 100. That's certainly going to help. That's 6. That's cleared the boundary. And what a shame there for the leggy, because he just over-pitched there. Well batted. Good work, Swan. Well bowled. Good finish. But he'd be happy with that. Got a wicket in his first over. Very nice control. Looks like the score's around exactly the same. They're line and line. I believe it's 3 for 27. And at the same time, the Afghan Eagles were 3 for 28. So game on. As I said, the Afghan Eagles, they just had trouble keeping their momentum going and keeping that run rate going, keeping the worm, if you like, if you've ever seen it on the chart, going in an upward direction. Sort of plateaued and flatlined and maybe even dipped during their innings. So Kidd and Swan, 3 for 27. How about that? So only exactly the same on wickets and only a run difference when it comes to the comparison after 5 overs. So the next block of 5. And at this stage, the Afghanistan Eagles look like they're more than happy to keep pressure on. Captain talking to bowler, sends 2 players back. Deep square leg, deep fine leg, protecting the boundary. Full toss down the ground, no run. Disappointed with that. Nice opportunity to put that just about anywhere. Found the field. So we brought deep fine leg up. Only 1 player out. Not sure. Well, that's what we've done. We've pushed the cover back, the deep cover back. Down the ground, no run. Some nice urgency in the field there by the Eagles. Looks like that was Smith coming across. Did enough early work. No, that's not Smith, but it was well played. Driving, well bowled. That Yorker length, always difficult to get away. Looking to go straight if he stays full. Oh, well bowled again. Fine bowling. In any format, it's very difficult to get the ball away when it's up in the block hole like that. Doing a job for his captain, doing a job for his team. Now he wants to push mid-off back, bringing up square leg. So again, his captain's saying, well, if you're going to bowl that full, then we'll give you some protection straight and long. Down the ground, there's the protection, comes into play. Bowling to a plan here and delivering on his plan. Really nice over. Nice tense over, just when required. Outside off, and that's a wide. Umpire signals wide. So his length has been spot on, just a little wide that time. And now we've got square leg going back and long off coming up. Now, is this just in case he strays on the pads to the lefty? He's already shown us he's very strong off his pads. Yep. Oh, almost right on cue. 1 run out there to deep. The sweeper deep square leg, and that's the end of the over. 2 to Kid, 13 to Swan. 3 for 30. 3 for 30 to score. 5 down. Line ball, both teams. Very, very well matched. New bowler. So we've got another medium pacer coming on. And now we can have the field out. And 5 out. Hey, we're going to be welcomed in the commentary box by Sahal from Pakistan. Hey, good to see you again. Yeah, what do you make of all this? Yeah, and your team, you've been happy with the way the Pakistani Sultans have been going? Of course, Sahal, you played in the open version of this. Oh, there's a great shot. Onto the pads. Clear the boundary for 6, and that releases some. Oh, so I really like your point there. Like this has got a pathway, hasn't it? Like it doesn't just stop. In fact, as you said, this is the foundation for young players to go on and play in that higher level of cricket, which is it's wicket, well bowled. He looked to see so in control, and he kind of just missed one there, right on the stumps, and another wicket goes down for the Kiwi Warriors. Now 4 for 37. Afghanistan Eagles are on top. But yeah, next level. That ability to be able to come in here and play quality cricket and also have an eye to the next level.
Absolutely. In the second edition of ACL, there was a couple of players. One of them was Nikhil Chaudhary, who went on to play for one last year. And there's a few kids you can see who are playing the Eagles today. I'm sure.
Back in Brisbane, and we rate him, of course, we rate him extremely highly. And then to go on, but not only just play for the Hobart Hurricanes, but play at a really high level. He looked every bit part of that. And yeah, now we can just follow and plot his progress. So he's a player that's come through. He's a player that's come through the system and done extremely well. So how, what are some of the players to watch in your team at the moment?
We got a few. I mean, Usman Khan is one. He's the fast bowler. Bowls close to 140, I believe. Abdur Rahman is another one. Afzal You know, there is Junaid Mir, who was man of the match in the second game. A few of the players, you know, they are to look forward to.
One thing I really enjoyed watching on the social media feed was how you went, the group went over to Pakistan to do the trials.
Yeah, I mean, we went there. Harry was there. We had David. We had Lee with us. Myself, I was there, and it was unbelievable, man. The people were so happy. The kids who don't get opportunity in cricket or any decent sort of comp there, and they actually are a very, very good talent. We pick kids from there. You know, these guys haven't played any sort of cricket back home, but you see the talent in there. You know,
that's amazing, isn't it? And Dave Taylor was telling me how you even had it set up so that show us 6 balls, you know, the 6 of your balls that you can bowl on the spot, and then variety of balls, and then picked a couple of teams and had them play, and really good process.
Absolutely, we had about 500 kids there, and you know, all of them were, you know, they were so difficult to pick up a team of 11 from those many kids. Obviously, the selectors done a great job, and credit to Harry and his team. You know, they have done a lot of work behind the scene, which nobody can. Making sure everyone gets an opportunity, and making sure the deserving kids, you know, they get picked. It's pretty good.
And so how the conditions here are fantastic, aren't they?
Oh man, the beautiful ground. You know, thanks to the management of the club, they have prepared it well. They're helping us through the comp. They've done a great job, you know, with the ground and everything.
They have. I've been so impressed with this facility. The wicket. For all concerned.
Well, the wickets are beautiful, you know, ground is beautiful, and having back-to-back matches, you know, they need to prepare wickets, make sure the wickets are ready between the games, and they've done a marvelous job, you know, we can't ask better than that.
Absolutely. Now, where is your team at in this competition? Your semi-finals, you're playing next?
Absolutely. I think we depending on who wins this game, we probably are number 3 at the moment. We might be playing, you know, either if Afghans win, they go on top. We might be playing either Afghanistan or Kangaroos. Right.
Well, I can say that the Kangaroos played pretty well today. 7 for 177 and batted beautifully. So obviously that's one of their strengths at the moment. And the Afghanistan Eagles, I think they left a few runs out there today. They just didn't quite get off to the start. Is there any preference on who you'd rather be playing?
Look, it's a knockout stage. You know, I don't want to, you know, I don't care who comes forward. You know, we as a team got to look forward to a game, especially at a knockout stage. And you know, whoever you get to play, you just give your best out there. And you know, kids are very much motivated and looking forward to it. So it doesn't matter who is in the semis. You know, you don't have a choice. Whoever you get, you have to play.
And so back onto your team, so the makeup of your team, are they sort of coming from a widespread parts of Pakistan?
Absolutely. The guys are, they are from the villages, from the rural areas.
That's out. Sorry, Sahar, to interrupt, but there's another wicket.
Afghanistan right on top here.
They're right on top. Maybe the conditions have sort of changed a little bit, but not enough, I don't think. Just some. That was a bit of a loose shot, wasn't it? But sorry, you're back on the nucleus of your team.
Yeah. So the kids actually we picked in the team. They are from the different parts of the country, and none of them are from the main cities. Like they are actually from the rural areas. They are from the villages where there is no.
And that's the beauty of and you can see the quality. As you said, there's someone in your team that bowls only 140.
Well, absolutely. We got Usman who bowls 140. We got Abdur Rahman. He bowls mid 130s. These are the kids. Basically, that's why ACL is so special, you know, because these kids not getting chance anywhere else, so they can come here, perform here, and you know, you never know what happens. You know, there's Big Bash League here, there's Premier Cricket clubs here. You know, they're watching. They might be playing for a, you know, another club here next year.
Opportunity, and it is all about opportunity, which you guys are presenting to these young players, not the least, you know, who minimum they get a chance to come over and tour over here in Australia. We all know what it's like when you get to go and play cricket in another country. It's just so exciting.
Absolutely, and credit to Harry and his team, man. He has done a great job putting this all together and actually managing the process properly through thick and thins, and you know, it's good platform and good opportunity for all the kids.
And we've got our sponsors, Sara & Co Interior, and a co-presenter, Exclusive Migration, Banjul, Amul Danube Properties, Dubai, Limica, IRC Real Estate, Melbourne, Global HVAC, Air Conditioning Suppliers, Gold sponsor, Building Approval Solutions. We've got to thank these companies for being part of this.
Sponsors are great, man. Without sponsors, nothing is possible, you know, and we thank these sponsors that they are, you know, supporting us through everything, which is great.
So what's next? If you guys win, semi-final, obviously straight into the final, and I think we're bringing everything forward, aren't we, just because of the weather on Friday?
We got a semi-final, and after this game, I believe, and you know, one team would be cleared for the final today, whoever it is, we don't know yet, and we'll see how it goes in the morning because of the weather and the conditions over the next couple of days is going to be, you know, not very cricket friendly. So let's see what happens. And
you're a good eye for a cricketer. So is there someone from one of the other teams that has caught your eye so far in the competition?
I mean, there are a few kids actually in even Afghan Eagles. The captain, I think, is Dev Dubey, the guy who bowls, you know, opening bowling, and he bats as an opener. He's a good all-rounder. Actually, he was in the ACL in Seniors League as well. I've seen him there.
Yeah, look, he is a good player.
He's a good player. Jack Smith looked very good.
Absolutely.
He's a gun player. There was few kids in Sydney Mavericks. There are kids in every team. You know,
sure.
They are future superstars.
We were getting some messages yesterday, just seeking some understanding of the background of Doobie and Smith, and they're both playing down in Canberra.
Yep.
So yeah, no, they're good players. We loved the way that they running between the wickets. Hey, what's your view on decisions around what you do if you win the toss these days? Can I just give you one idea? Dave Taylor said to me, they don't worry so much about the conditions. They just say whether or not they feel like they're a good team that sets a total or a good team that chases a total. And if they think they're a good team at setting the total, they'll basically always bat first. Have you got a view on what to do, or is it a horses for courses, or is it, how do you go about choosing that?
Look, basically, my view is that I personally, I am a big fan of batting first. You know, I like setting total, and especially teams like us, you know, over teams, we always have a great bowling attacks, right? So I go for the strength. Basically, if I have a strong bowling attack, I would always bat first. If I got a strong batting lineup, then I'll probably fancy a chase. But especially if there is a knockout, I would, you know, have total on the board and just try to defend it.
Yeah, because I know what you're saying there. Like, if you're a good bowling side, you just about back yourself to defend any total.
Absolutely.
And give yourself a chance every time.
And we have done that. We have scored like 90s and, you know, under 100s and defended them against good teams, right? So that's what we look forward to.
So I suppose in a way that's somewhat similar. If you say, you know, we've got a good bowling team, so we're confident to maybe bat first and then restrict. So yeah, there's a couple of ways of looking at it. I see that. Yeah. How many in your group? Like, how many do you bring over, and how many?
We have 13 players at the moment. We only could get, we got a team over, you know, and then a couple of guys from local. We got Ryan Farouk, who plays for St Kilda. He plays Premier Ones. A couple of guys from here, Afzal, who played for KC South Melbourne, our captain. He plays KC South Melbourne once, and then the rest of the team is from Pakistan.
Well, Sahel, looks like we've got some inclement weather coming in and the covers are coming out.
Not a very good news.
No, it's been kind of threatening, and we know that there's a rain squall, showers tomorrow and not real good on Friday, so
We might have to play overnight here.
might have to play overnight.
Yeah,
Well, we've got the lights, they have to come on, and that's exactly. So thank you very much for your time, mate. Really appreciate your team coming down. Yeah, you're welcome. All right, everybody, we'll sign off for now because we've got rain coming in. 5 for 47, and in a little bit of trouble, the Kiwi Warriors. They're chasing 7 for 122, which originally we didn't think was enough, but as it turns out, it's going to be a very more than competitive total. We'll come back when the rain eases. run off the first ball, and we've got fantastic conditions here. What a great performance by the ground staff. They had the full covers on, they've now been out, they've squeegeed the water off the covers. The ground has absorbed the rain. Yeah, the ball's going to get a little bit wet, so that's going to change the dynamic a little bit, but 41 now required off 22. And let's make that after 4 runs. 37 off 21. And as often happens with these recalculations, it brings the chasing side right back into the game, which is exactly what's happened now. And Suez, we're back onto it. We've lost 8 overs, 89 runs, 42 required of 23 to start off with. We've had a boundary.
You were talking
and a
about
run.
situation and managing those situations. Here is one.
That's it. Scenario. Exactly.
They can practice accordingly as well before the big games come up.
Exactly. So now I make it 37 off 20. Dot ball's critical.
Fine legs inside the circle. But the line will not allow him to access that area easily.
Fielding restrictions lifted, so we've got the players out. Deep square leg, deep mid wicket, deep long on. Deep third man, the protecting, deep cover. And the message has got to go. Batter, you can't afford to swing and miss under any circumstances. Must get bat to ball. That's what we can't have.
Finishes the over on a high though. 52 for 5.
No, you're right.
That's it.
All right. Who we've got? We've got Boer and Campbell. Do the business for the Kiwi Warriors. 37 off 19. Big over required here. So what's that? 18. 37 off 18, I beg your pardon, with 3 overs left. Play, get down now. They'll chase. 2. Pick up, throw. 2 runs. 2 runs a ball. Wouldn't a boundary relieve some pressure for the Kiwi Warriors? Deep square leg goes out. Deep long on. Beat cover. Deep third man. All saving 4. One run. Got us over 89, the target.
Soft hands. And gets the single. They need bigger denominations. Things are going to get tighter. 16 deliveries. Grant and I were just discussing that both these teams wanted situational practice. Rain's done exactly that for them. But we really
Now down to 32 runs. But we're running out of balls. Play, run, 1 run. 31, that's a leg by.
Against Dave, you got to be having 2 plans as a batter. One, to create room, and over extra cover would be a great opportunity and option. The other is to see if he's following you.
Flick.
And that flick will give him 4. Dave misses his mark.
There is a big over required right now. Let's see if they go with the spin, stick with medium pace, even bring on a quick. And here's the bowler who bowls extremely well at the death, holding him back. Clearly preference to bowl from the southern end. He's been hard to get away all tournament, so definitely advantage the Eagles, who are protecting, well, originally it was 122, now they're protecting 89. He'll trundle in, wet ball, and he'll bowl his leg spin. And there's pressure on the batter, who'll probably look to charge. There he goes, he charges, he gets it through, he gets it right through. It's boundary, great play. Really well played.
Just the kind of start they needed. The Kiwi Warriors.
Risk and reward. Now, does he rock back or does he charge again? Successfully charged the first ball. He doesn't, he rocks back. But when he does rock back, he places and misses a vital dot ball. Well bowled. 23 off 10.
Had to go for the second, will get it.
And the charge worked again there, 21-9.
Possible, it's been done before.
It's been done before, all right. I tell you what, it's been done, and it will get done if he's able to clear the boundary.
And it's a smaller boundary, remember.
That's through, that's 4.
And looks like he's found one of those regions which will give him 4. 17 of 8.
Big ask for the leg spinner, who's now going to come change the angle. He's going to come around the wicket, which means the leg side's in play. Plenty of protection out there. So how about over the umpire's hat, spinning away, down for 4, leg side. Wide. He's called it. Extra ball.
Grant, side on. You picked the wide even before the umpire did. Well done.
Yeah, I think he was that insistent it had to be outside because he does not want a stray leg backward square in play. Down the ground.
He's got to come back for two. At least try his level best. Every time I say that, they only pick up one.
Well, I think that would have been suicide.
Absolutely right.
15 off 7, Suas.
15 or 7, the two ways to look at it. One, of course, is to put this one away. Has the license to do so rather than farm the strike.
Advantage Eagles still. Runs on the board.
Full toss, man in the deep, will take it on the bounce. Bit of a blip, will come back for the second. Excellent running between the wickets. 13, right?
13 off the last over. 13 runs required. They've stuck around that 2 runs a ball whole chase since they've come out needing originally 42 off 23. Who gets the last over? The left armour, who bowled so well last night. Safi.
Known for his passion, known for his aggression and precision. His captain talked highly of him, and he also suggested that he has not shown his full capability and was able to pick up 3 wickets still.
Burr and Campbell, 18 apiece. Can they see their team home?
12 to defend for Safi. 13 to get for the men in black. No, it's not a movie reference. Alright, very wide, long on, mid-off in place.
This is such an interesting call because the angle's got to be in around that sort of middle to...
I'm very interested in seeing what the umpire is up to.
He said, if you've got time to have a cup of tea, he said, I'm sitting down having a cup of tea because you're taking so long. But
Frankie for you.
I tell you...
So much excitement. He's such a crowd puller.
He is.
He's such a crowd puller. With lovely cricket, we're already pulling crowds, and then we have an umpire who's equally entertaining.
So this onside mid-wicket square leg, that is right in play.
All right, first ball.
There it is.
Single only.
Pick up, throw. Gee, he's a good fielder. He's fielded beautifully all tournament.
5-11 to defend. 5-12 to get for the Kiwi Warriors.
11 super over, 12 to win. 5 balls remaining.
Super over. We had 1 super over. We've had 1 already. Will we have another? Grant wants one, right?
Yeah.
Kiwis have already been in a super over.
Running down the other end. Misses.
And there's another. There's another to get.
10 off 4. Buys. 2-run buy. I just think there could be a warning coming here for the non-striker potentially. Don't get a head start. 2-run buy straight to the keeper.
What are the options for Safi here? He's got a 3rd man in place, but 5 legs inside the circle. Anything even slightly short will be put away through mid-wicket. And of course there is a mid-off in place. Over him, they'll get 4. Fine leg inside the circle was the option he chose. Will get 4 runs.
And that's an excellent shot. Well played, Campbell. Took the odds on being able to craft a shot. The flick behind the keeper. 6 now off 3 to win, 5 to tie.
And the mini cabinet meeting has been called. I think they're discussing options of stopping the twos here. Now the conundrum for the fielders in the deep is, do they stay at the boundary rope or do they take a bigger start to try and not let the batters convert into two? Grant, where do you sit?
Yeah, no, I think they've got to actually stop the boundary because, well, that's the end of the game. If they don't, that's the end of the game right there.
And that's the end of the game right there. Grant called it right. He sent the ball out to the park with a literal path that's been created in red and finished the game off in superb style. The Kiwi Warriors, they've got a win to remember for ages.
And Campbell take a bow under extreme pressure. Pulled out the unconventional shots. Stayed beautifully anchored and last ball just pumped that straight over. Square leg to win the game with a 6 for his team. He'll never forget that. He'll never forget hitting a 6 to win a game for his team. And look at them embracing him. They absolutely ecstatic. So a number of times it looked like the Afghan Eagles had that game well in control. The rain intervened. They needed a recalculation. And they still needed 42 off 23. And they've come out, and they've actually done that in the end with 2 balls to spare. Terrific win by the Kiwi Warriors, who in the end had to chase 89, and he got them, as I said, with 2 runs to spare. The next game's here now. Congratulations to the Kiwi Warriors on that win. The next game are going to be semi-finals. Semi-final action. Australian Cricket League 2024 coming up next.
Welcome to the post-match presentation. Another exciting game of cricket. Yes, rain did play its part, but it still had a game that was equally nail-biting as it would have been otherwise. Without further ado, let me introduce you to the post-match presentation party. We have Harry Sandhu, the heart of ACL, to give away the glitzy trophy in a moment's time. Welcome, Harry. Now let's have a chat very quickly with Zaki Mirane first up, the skipper of Afghanistan Eagles. Zaki, well, you had them at one moment, 47 for 5. The target initially was 1, 2, 3 and beyond. What did you think at that point of time?
Oh yeah, we thought we were gonna ball them out until then, but once the target got reduced in the overs, it was in their favour because they could just come out swinging and didn't have to worry about the wickets.
As far as the situation itself was concerned after the rain as well, you feel it's good that you had a game of this kind at this level itself and it didn't happen during the business end of the tournament?
Yeah, it was a good experience leading up to the final. We can learn from our mistakes today and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Well, your boys played really well though. Hard luck today, but all the best for the business end.
Thank you.
Zaki Mirane, the captain of Afghanistan Eagles. Let's chat with Harry Kidd, the captain of the Kiwi Warriors. Harry, you're going to do it all again today itself. The big semi-final is coming up. Firstly, how confident are you now from this particular game?
Yeah, I think bowling first actually worked out for us today, despite wanting to bat first. I think it instilled a lot of confidence in our boys that we can chase anything down. I thought the DLS was a bit shaky, but we got over the line anyway.
Yeah, but calculators in your kit bag also now. As far as the boundary ropes go, they were reduced a little bit, but back home, it is this way.
Yeah, back home it's kind of like this as well. We tried to target this short boundary quite a lot and tried to stay away from the long boundary. So I think that worked in our favour quite well.
You still had to target certain bowlers at certain stages of the game. Who were they and why did you choose to do so?
I wouldn't say we targeted specific bowlers. I think just hitting in this arc, like towards this end, was very important for us and that got us a lot of runs.
Well, I won't hold you back for long because you have another game to play. All the very best for that one, the big semi-final.
Oh, can't wait. Thank you.
The Kiwi Warriors, they started the tournament with a super over, now find themselves in the semi-final. To give away the player of the match, well, we have Ryan. Harry's got to be everywhere, you know. Ryan, please give away the player of the match too. One man who turned it around with a ball in hand and then produced the golden runs with the bat. Gary, it's got to be you. They get it from the VIC. Ryan, Barney, and Evelyn. Thank you so much. Gary, let's have a quick chat. Firstly, how important is this game before the big semi-final, personally speaking?
Well, it was really great to end it with a win, the league matches, and going into the semis with a win and getting the other team under pressure early because we all know what our boys can do.
Campbell, any specific messages were sent out to him because the revised target was still a tricky one?
Well, yeah, we just had to go for it every single ball and run the first ones hard.
This boundary rope, since it's shrunken a little bit, must have been difficult for you because you played majority of your cricket here in Australia.
Well, it wasn't really that different, but yeah, it was great fun to have, and yeah, so good to get a win.
I thought your captain also covered the angles really well, given the dimensions. Congratulations on the win. All the best for the big semi-final.
Thank you.
Gary produces the goods in the last league stage game. Well, that's all we have for you for the post-match presentation here. Don't go too far away because the Kiwis will be seen in action very, very soon against the Kangaroos for the first of the two semi-finals of ACL Under-19. Stay with us.